My name is Olia Fedorova. I'm an artist from Kharkiv, which is in the east of Ukraine. Currently, I'm based in Austria, in Graz. So my artistic career started like 7 years ago or so. Originally, I was from environmental design sphere, but I never did any environmental design. I always wanted to go deeply to the contemporary art sphere somehow, but I was mostly self-taught. I just practiced and spoke to people to gain some even idea what the contemporary art is. And yeah, through these years I've ended up doing performative stuff with the landscape. I really love my country's nature, and especially in my region there are a lot of fields with open and wide horizons, and those fields are always super different. Every month you come and you find something else there. So I would just go to one or two specific fields that I knew just outside the city, and made like kind of interventions there with my own body or with some objects that I made, and I will always try to come and go without leaving any trace, at least this kind of trace that nature cannot heal by itself. So it was the idea of the art that doesn't stay, that art that disappears. And it's kind of the idea that follows me through all my practice, and it especially I worked on it a lot here at NOBA. Yeah, so also I was writing a lot, kind of a part of my practice, and the writing process itself was kind of meditation, self-therapy, healing for me, apart from working with the landscapes, but sometimes those two focuses, they merged. I used to write in the public space or somewhere, and after the full-scale invasion I had to stop working with the landscapes, obviously, because for some period I couldn't just go outside to the landscapes I used to go. Those areas were in the middle of heaviest fights for Kharkiv, and one of those fields, it's in the area where my grandparents' village house is located. This field was under occupation for several months, and even now, after its liberation, it's not really safe to go there because yeah, the area is mined almost 100% of those fields, and also not only physically I cannot go there and work there as I used to, but those landscapes they completely changed their symbolical, meaningful kind of atmosphere, and I just cannot enter them as I used to with the same approach. So I needed to rediscover my whole method of working with the landscapes, which I gradually started doing while in exile with the landscapes of other countries, which are very friendly landscapes and somehow familiar, but still they're like landscapes of not my home, but that are still remind me about my home, and I will kind of work with this like idea of places where you do not belong to, but try to somehow to find your own like place. Actually, I didn't think I would ever apply for the like project that has to do with bioart, because for me bioart was mostly like connected to science, and I mostly knew the artists who worked in this like sphere with a scientific approach, with some tools and stuff. I didn't. It was interesting for me, but like always, but I felt that it's kind of not the language that I will be able to ever speak. But actually, when I looked through, like a friend suggested me to apply because he knew that I work with nature, and I said that you work with nature. You can apply this. Everything has to do with nature. And when I looked through NOBA's values on the website about the environment and human-environment relationship, I thought that actually this is like it matches my own values. I just communicate them in my own language, not a more like science-related language, and it broadened my perspective on what bioart is. And I immediately came up with the idea of, continue my writing practice that I already tried in, I experimented with different materials and tried to merge my writing into environment, into natural space. And I thought, well, I can go even further, just to merge my writing to the nature so that it just disappears there. So that nature consumes my words and my words decay in soil or dissolve in water or eaten by, some living creatures like plants, insects and stuff. And I decided that I want to develop the kind of edible material to write on and edible ink to write with. And so I've been working with mostly with rice paper, like various. I discovered that it has various capabilities of, taking different forms, and I like the effects of transparency that it has. But it has this capability of, what is written on it, it stays there. So I can do whatever I want with the rice paper, with written something on rice paper, and until I decide to let the nature consume it completely. And for the ink, I chose kind of a seasonal product, the berries. There are a lot of berries in the woods nearby, and I was getting the juice from the blueberries and from the other berries, and try to kind of write things with it, and it kind of looked very nice and funny and tasty in the process. And about the I was thinking, well, what exactly should I write? And I came up with this idea of letters to the nature, because I mean this actually format of the rice paper that you can buy from the Asian shop. It goes like it reminds me about the the small format of papers or postcards. I can make them bigger, but without any other additional effort. It goes in this format. So and also there was like we planned an event for kids, and I was thinking, what can I ask kids to practice? And I thought, yeah, they may just write these letters to the nature, to Ukrainian nature, because I'm going to go back to Ukraine soon, and I just can plant those letters in Ukrainian soil in my grandma's garden, so that, like, you know, these cheers that people send to this soil and plants and well, like whatever, will really, you know, not just support it, you know, in symbolical way, but also in physically, because it will become fertilizer for the soil, those letters when they decay. And maybe like even something nice would grow out of them. And also like, so I like this idea of letters, and I decided that I also want to write my own letters to the nature. And like, I thought, what can I write? What bothers me the most? Which questions I would like to ask to the nature? And it was the question, the idea of that was, you know, bothering me the most. It's like the question of death and being mortal. Because I think we humans are the only creatures on the planet who really are concerned about our own mortality and scared of the, you know, uncertainty that surrounds the topic of death, while observing like nature, watching, you know, animals and like different natural processes. I see like the death is just integral part of this process, and it doesn't mean stop being existent for the nature, because when something dies, it just transforms into something else, and the life continues. So the one life becomes the food for the other lives, and the process just doesn't stop, and it feels like no one there is bothered with it. So they know that, yeah, we're going to die, but we will give life for the new species to come. And it gave me kind of inspiration and kind of some warm feeling that my fear became smaller. And also it's kind of very important in terms of like the war, because like during the war we all understood how death, how close is death actually, and we felt a lot of, you know, so it's so unfair that death comes to, you know, to children, to younger people, and takes them, and it made me afraid of death even more when I just understood that it's really random and unfair, and whoever you are, whatever you do, it just comes to you, and so like all of a sudden. And sometimes you just get desperate about, you know, all the people are around you die, and many of my friends are at the front line, so they may die at some point, and some of them already passed away. And this kind of idea of death not being the end, but just the beginning of something new, gives me kind of inspiration and calmness about that. Yeah, nothing is in vain. What is happening in my country, that you know, those soldiers that die, they know that they die for, like, to give the possibility to live for other people, for new children, for like new Ukrainians, and they are ready. When they go to the front line, they are ready for it. They are ready that they may die, but their sacrifice won't be in vain. It will be just one contribution to the new life of our country, of Ukraine, and I cannot tell that I'm more, more calm now. I'm not on the front line. It's very different situations, but when I shared these, like my thoughts that helped me to cope with this idea of death, I understood that those ideas, like some other people found them healing as well. And like especially older people who already like are very concerned with the topic of death. My grandma, for example. And if this simple practice of talking to nature through kind of letters and getting this response when sea takes the letter, or the rain dissolves like the ink, or bees eating the words, and then they would produce honey from those words, and it is like as if they answer that. Like I ask them, why do I have to die? Why do we have to die? And they answer, like, do you really have to? Like think over again. You don't die actually. We don't, for example. Yes, technically we like our organisms like stop their functionality, but new things are being born from our organisms. Well, we become food, we become fertilizer, we become, I don't know, even in the meaning of ideas. Our ideas may, like the person may die, may disappear, but their ideas, their words, if they are strong enough, like as a material, as a fertilizer to other ideas, they may live. And that gives kind of, just the possibility to enjoy life a bit more, without fear, without this amount of fear at least. Yeah, like in this particular project, there is a lot of opportunities to develop it, and I had a lot of ideas. 1 month residency is definitely not enough to implement all the ideas that I have. So I hope that I will have a chance to continue working with these ideas, maybe like even to continue our collaboration with NOBA. It all depends on the external factors and fundings. Yeah, so, but I see, yeah, a lot of potential, and I have a lot of ideas to work on with the materials, because it's like the only one type of edible paper that I had a chance to work with. I also like, because there is also bread paper, sugar paper, wherever, and the inks can be extracted from, I don't know, so many different things. Yeah, so there is a lot of future potential, and I really like, if I try not to plan too much ahead, because it's like a very difficult thing to do right now. But yeah, I have a dream that like I plan to come back to Ukraine. Yeah, of course, it's like not even an option for me to stay somewhere else. I may go travel for long, but at the end I come back always with the new experiences, because yeah, it's all about the question of belonging somewhere. That I feel for now, I feel I only belong to Ukraine as an artist. I cannot be any other artist other than Ukrainian artist, wherever I am. So I have a dream, yeah, when I come back I can to start some project in Kharkiv. I really wanted this project to be interdisciplinary. I really became really interested into some, practices like environmental practices, sustainability practices, and it will be also very relevant because we will have to restore our whole ecosystems, nature, and that really suffered a lot, and we will need to develop a whole new mindset of people to become more aware of vulnerability of the environment around. Yeah, that is really would be nice to have some art eco space where I will have a chance to develop this project, like my own project also. Yeah. So, but actually I made also like this kind of, it's a work outside the project, but it's a lot about my fear, like concerns and fears that are like this. I wrote like, I'm scared to leave, I'm scared to stay. And it's all about, well, the question of the future, because yeah, I think it's something that every Ukrainian person feel, whether they stay in Ukraine and they have to leave, whether they are in like Europe or wherever else, and they are concerned like whether they need to stay abroad or leave and go to Ukraine. Like, it's not even about the physical safety, but about this sense of belonging. We all have changed a lot, and so did our country. And there is like always fear that you think you are coming back home, and then you come back and there is no home anymore. And even not in the physical, material meaning. There can be a building which you do not, where you don't feel at home anymore. And that's what's scary for me. But I really have hopes that I have enough, resources and artistic energy to overcome this fear and to make sure that yeah, my home will stay there, and I will just bring it back with me when I come back. So yeah.